Cancer. Where does the culprit come from? Cancer is not a single disease, but a group of complex diseases sharing one characteristic: the uncontrolled growth of abnormal cells. To understand how to prevent it, we first need to know its root causes. Basically, cancer-causing factors can be divided into two main groups: those we can change, lifestyle and environment, and those we cannot change, genetics and endogenous factors. Part 1. Modifiable risk factors, lifestyle and environment. This group of causes accounts for the majority of cancer cases. According to estimates by the World Health Organization, WHO, about 30 to 50% of cancer cases can be prevented by eliminating or reducing these risk factors. 1. Tobacco, the number one enemy. This is the leading cause of cancer and is preventable. Mechanism: tobacco smoke contains over 7,000 chemicals, of which at least 70 are identified as carcinogens. These substances damage the DNA of cells, causing mutations that lead to cancer. Related types of cancer. Not only causing lung cancer, smoking is also a cause of cancer of the mouth, throat, larynx, esophagus, bladder, kidney, pancreas, stomach, and cervix. Passive smoking. Non-smokers who inhale smoke from others also have a risk of developing similar cancers. 2. Unhealthy nutrition, overweight, and lack of physical activity. These three are closely related and are significant risk factors. Mechanism: overweight, obesity. Excess fat cells produce hormones, such as estrogen, and growth factors that can promote the development of cancer cells. Chronic inflammation in obese individuals also creates a favorable environment for cancer to develop. Diet: consuming a lot of red meat, processed meats, sausages, bacon, foods high in sugar and saturated fats increases the risk of cancer, especially colorectal cancer. Conversely, a diet lacking in green vegetables and fruits deprives the body of important fiber and antioxidants needed to protect cells. Physical activity. Regular exercise helps maintain a healthy weight, regulate hormones, and strengthen the immune system. 3. Alcohol consumption. Mechanism: when the body metabolizes alcohol, it produces a chemical compound called acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is a carcinogen that can damage DNA and prevent the body from repairing this damage. Alcohol also increases estrogen levels, which is associated with an increased risk of breast cancer. Related types of cancer: mouth, throat, esophagus, liver, colorectal, and breast cancer. The risk significantly increases if a person both drinks alcohol and smokes. 4. Infection and viruses. Some types of viruses, bacteria, and parasites can cause changes in cells that lead to cancer. Human papillomavirus, HPV, the main cause of cervical cancer and also associated with anal, penile, and oropharyngeal cancers. Hepatitis B virus, HBV, and hepatitis C virus, HCEV. Chronic infections with these viruses are the leading causes of liver cancer. Helicobacter pylori bacteria, HP. Long-term infection can cause gastric ulcers and is a major risk factor for stomach cancer. 5. Radiation and sun exposure. Ultraviolet, UV, radiation from the sun. It is the main cause of most types of skin cancer. UV rays damage the DNA in skin cells, and if this damage is not properly repaired, it can lead to tumor development. Other sources of ionizing radiation, such as radon gas in homes or exposure to radiation from medical procedures, X-rays, CT scans, can also increase the risk, although to a lesser extent. 6. Exposure to hazardous chemicals and environmental pollution. Workplace. Some occupations may expose workers to carcinogenic substances such as asbestos, which causes mesothelioma, benzene, formaldehyde, living environment. Air pollution, especially fine particulate matter, has been proven to be associated with an increased risk of lung cancer. Part 2. Unchangeable risk factors, genetics, and endogenous factors. This group accounts for a smaller proportion of total cancer cases, but they are very important in determining risk in certain individuals and families. 1. Genetic mutations. About 5 to 10% of cancer cases are believed to have a strong hereditary factor. Mechanism: a person may inherit a faulty gene copy, mutation, from their father or mother. This gene normally functions to control cell growth or repair damaged DNA. When carrying the faulty gene, the body loses part of its protective mechanism, significantly increasing the risk of developing cancer throughout life. Typical examples: mutations in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes increase the risk of breast and ovarian cancer. Lynch syndrome, hereditary non-polyposis colorectal cancer, is another example. Note: inheriting a mutated gene does not mean one will definitely get cancer, but it means a higher risk than normal. 2. Random gene mutations and the aging process. This is essentially the root cause of most cancers, including those caused by lifestyle. Mechanism: our cells continuously divide to replace old cells. Each time they divide, the entire DNA genome must be copied. This process sometimes makes errors, creating random mutations. Role of age: the older we get, the more cell division cycles we undergo, thus accumulating more mutations. At the same time, the body's ability to repair DNA declines with age. This is why the risk of cancer increases significantly as we age. Lifestyle factors such as smoking or unhealthy eating essentially add fuel to the fire, accelerating the rate and number of these mutations. Conclusion on causes and progression. After examining the causes, we can see a two-sided picture. On one hand, there are genetic factors and the natural aging process that we cannot control. However, on the other hand, and this is the most optimistic message, most of the risk factors come from our own lifestyle and environment. This means that we have the power to take action. We are not completely powerless against this disease. By clearly understanding the modifiable culprits, we hold the key to building a strong defense barrier for our health. So, what can we do to minimize these risks? The next section will delve into effective cancer prevention measures, turning knowledge about causes into concrete actions to protect the health of ourselves and our loved ones. Thank you for following, liking, and subscribing to support the upcoming Part 2.